Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about another comment I received that I found quite interesting. So I want to answer it in a bit more detail. So someone asked me if the rule is basically to use a cleanser, which can make your skin a bit dry, and then a moisturizer afterwards, and whether those two always go together. And I think this is exactly where it gets tricky, because it assumes that you should be using these products regularly, maybe even daily, instead of situationally when you actually need them. And this is actually something I've talked about in my recent videos as well, just in a different context. Now, what often happens is that we take situations where something is actually needed. For example, in a certain skin conditions, or when your skin is under more stress. And then we turn that into general everyday advice for everyone. And that's where the problem starts. Because now you might use a cleanser regularly, which can make your skin a bit drier over time. So then you add a moisturizer. And now you've created a situation where one product leads to another. And that's what I mean by a loop. And I mean, this is not just a skincare thing. It's something you can see in a lot of areas that have been heavily industrialized. I talked about the same idea with food, where it's often not the one thing itself, but everything around it. And it's very similar here, not because the products are bad, but because they are used in a context where they might not have been necessary in the first place. And that's what creates a problem. So instead of following fixed routines, ask yourself, do I actually need this right now? For example, if you're wearing sunscreen or you've been outside a lot, then using a cleanser makes sense. And if your skin feels dry afterwards, then using a moisturizer can also make sense. But that doesn't mean that this has to be a fixed daily rule. The same applies to other products. If you use things like strong serums or retinol, they can make your skin drier. So then a moisturizer helps your skin to deal with that. But the important point here is that your skin is not improving because of the moisturizer itself. It's improving because of the other products, and the moisturizer is just supporting your skin in handling that. So if you use a moisturizer out of habit, thinking it will improve your skin on its own, that's usually not how it works. Because what often happens is that we create a loop. You use something like sunscreen every day because you've been told to. Then you need a cleanser to remove it. And then you need a moisturizer because your skin feels dry. And now one product leads to another. Not because it was necessary, but because the situation was created in the first place. And I think another thing that adds to this is what you see online. Because if you spend a lot of time on your phone, the algorithm starts showing you more and more of the same content. So it can quickly feel like everyone is using sunscreen all the time, maybe even at home, every single day. And that reinforces the idea that this is something you should be doing as well. And that's how these kinds of loops get created and reinforced. So in a way, you're solving a problem that you created yourself. And I think just being a bit more aware of that and using things more based on the situation can already make a big difference and help you move towards more situational skincare, where it actually makes sense. And that's what I want to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!